Good morning, this is Mike Houston with your Friday morning weather hazard briefing for southeast Idaho. Looking at satellite imagery this morning, we see a low pressure system working into southwest Canada with plenty of disturbances and moisture rotating up into southeast Idaho. Looking at the early morning regional radar loop, we still see remnants of shower activity working through the southeast highlands and central mountains. And that will continue through the day as we look at our forecast charts here with that low pressure system making its way slowly east along the Canadian border and plenty of moisture continuing across the central mountains and eastern highlands. We may see some embedded thunderstorm activity with this as well this afternoon, and snow levels generally running around 6,500 feet. It will be a cool day, looking at highs generally here in the Snake River Plain in the 50s. If you get up into the central mountains, mid-40s to mid-50s, and generally in the 50s here across the southeast highlands. In addition to being cool, it'll be fairly blustery with the wind gusts of 35 to 45 miles per hour here throughout the Snake River Plain and southern highlands. As a result, we do have a wind advisory out for the Snake River Plain, eastern Magic Valley, south central highlands, and portions of the southeast highlands through this evening. In addition to the wind advisory, we're continuing a flood warning here for the Big Wood at Haley. Some of the gauges upstream of this are also beginning to show higher flows. And we're also continuing a flood advisory here for the Littlewood River above the Mackey Reservoir. At Howe River Ranch, we see some elevated flows in that region as well. Looking at our forecast charts for tonight, you see that low pressure system still making its way east along the Canadian border. We still see precipitation within the central mountains and eastern highlands. Could see snow levels dropping down to around 5,500 feet, and particularly here in the central mountains. And as we move ahead to Saturday, that low pressure system continuing to work east. We're seeing drier conditions now beginning to spread into southwest Idaho and a portion of southeast Idaho. We'll still see some isolated shower activity here along the Montana and Wyoming border regions through the day, however. And as we work into the nighttime hours, Sunday morning, looks like it'll be fairly cool. In fact, we may actually have to be issuing a frost freeze warning for the Snake River Plain here, with temperatures generally running into the low, maybe mid-30s. So stay tuned on that. Generally looking at temperatures in the mid-20s to lower 30s in the central mountains and similar readings here across the southeast highlands. Looking at our forecast charts for Sunday afternoon, we see a pretty shallow ridge beginning to develop along the coast here, but certainly drier conditions across southeast Idaho. Temperatures should be warming through the day with highs generally in the 60s here throughout the Snake River Plain and mid-50s to mid-60s here in the central mountains and southeast highlands. But as we skip ahead to midweek, we see a resurgence in temperatures here on Wednesday with readings in the 80s in the Snake River Plain and mid-70s to lower 80s in the central mountains and southeast highlands. That's all I had for you here this morning. If you have any comments or questions, please give us a call here at the number on the screen. Thank you.